things now I used to see completely different. I thought I was doing things on my own, not recognizing that God's hand had always been with me. That he has kept me from the time when I came into this world, even up until now. I know that until he's ready for me to come home, I'm immortal. He will sustain me to complete what he's called me to do. And it doesn't matter what I'm seeing in the natural. All that matters is what he has promised in his word. That's why I'm prepared if he wanted to take me today. And I'm ready to stay as long as he wants me to be. Because I know whatever it is, at the end he will say that I've done and finished what he's called me to be. But he calls me to see things differently because of having faith, trusting in that which I cannot see. Hebrews talks about that if you're believing and having faith, you believe that everything the worlds were created by the word of God. That the unseen created the seen. And as believers, that is something that we struggle with because it always looks different than what it really is. Right now, we're looking at a world that is very divided. A world that is fighting on what some would believe is common sense. And I often like to say common sense is not so common. That's why we want to have the God kind of sense. And as believers that we're standing firm in him in all things. Now, I want to begin today, if you don't mind, if you return your Bibles to Matthew chapter 26. Once you found that, I'm going to ask if you would please stand, and I'm going to begin reading in verse number 48. Matthew chapter 26, and I'm going to begin reading at verse 48. The word of God reads, "Now he that betrayed him gave them a sign, saying, Whomsoever I shall kiss, that same is he. Hold him fast. And forthwith he came to Jesus and said, Hail, Master, and kissed him. And Jesus said unto him, Friend, wherefore art thou come? Then came they and laid hands on Jesus and took him. And behold, one of them, which were with Jesus, stretched out his hand and drew his sword, and struck a servant of the high priest, and smote off his ear. Then Jesus said unto him, Put up again thy sword into his place. For all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. Thinkest thou that I cannot pray to my Father, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels? But how then shall the scriptures be fulfilled, that thus it must be? May we bow our heads. Lord, I thank you for again allowing me to be here with your people, God. And Father, we know that we're needy in things. And Lord, we're attempting to grow and stand more in faith in you in all things. So on this day, we're asking that your Spirit strengthens our hearts, that we would be able to see as you have called us all to be able to see. Father, we're believing that on this day your spirit of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding would flow. That not only we're able to hear this word, but that we're able to apply it to our lives and see the change that you're able to bring about in us. Father, I ask that you bind my carnal nature, that it's not by flesh that I minister, but by your spirit. God, we thank you for what you're about to do, and we declare this all. In Jesus' name, amen. You may be seated. This particular scripture, I often love looking at what happened toward the end of Jesus' ministry. Because one of the things that I found that was consistent, that even though he repeatedly told his disciples and those that would hear him the things that were going to happen and who he was, they struggled with believing that those things were so. Even though they watched him perform the miraculous, they saw him walk on water, they saw him deliver people who were bound by Satan, they saw the words in which he spoke, those things came to pass. Yet and still, they were not able to believe. Here, right now, we're looking at what happened with Jesus, something that we all experienced. He was being betrayed. Judas was coming and was calling him master. He was referencing him as a teacher, not as someone that he truly served. He respected him as a teacher, but he couldn't respect him as his Lord. He thought he was doing something good by bringing those to actually capture him, to take him in. He thought he was serving a purpose that was in his mind the right thing, but yet and still he was doing the wrong thing. See, many of us have done the same thing ourselves. We thought we were doing that which was right, but in reality we were doing something that was wrong. That's why I caution us every time when we see something in Scripture, when something happened in my mind or our minds, and when we say, that's a shame that Judas did that. I would never have done that. That's looking in all of us in our own way. We've done even worse. We must be able to acknowledge it. I thank God in His grace and mercy that even though I may have failed the test, He still loved me enough to cause my heart to stand and believe Him regardless of what comes my way. And so here Judas is betrayed our Lord, and Jesus has something special to tell Peter, because Peter says, I'm going to defend you now. He takes a sword, and there's an argument about where he got the sword. Did he carry it around, or did he take one of the other soldiers' swords? But that's not important. What we do know is a fact, is that he took the sword and he cut off the ear of one of the high priest's servants. And Jesus he stopped in the midst of his. Another part, he picked the ear up and he healed the soldier. But before he did that, he said to people, put up thy sword into its place. For they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. If the sword, the physical sword is your weapon, you will live and die by that. If that's how you are trying to think is your safety net, that will either sustain you or destroy you. See, our safety net is God and His Word. Our sword is the Word of God. Knowing that when we speak His Word and declare His Word of our life, something begins to happen and things begin to change. There's a power that exists within prayer. That when we're speaking and asking God to move in a certain way, that He's stirring and causing things to happen. That as we're here right now in this sanctuary, His glory is still within this place. There are angels that are stirring around Him because He's right here. He's standing over me, pouring His word into me, and I would minister the truth to you on this day. See, those are the things that are going on that you cannot see. You see what is manifested afterwards, something that happens in your heart, a word in which He speaks to you and causes you to reflect that, hey, I need to do things a little different. But He's always moving. Jesus said, He also reminded us, said, don't you know, is what I've said. The word said, think thou that I cannot pray to my Father, and He shall give me more than 12 legions of angels. He said, don't you know that if I went to God, He would send 12 legions. And 12 legions, it consists of 6,000 angels. So it would be 6 times 12, which would be 72,000 angels, is what He could have right away. And to understand the power of angels, the Scripture says that one angel went into a place and destroyed 180,000 people in one night. So if I had that and multiplied it, it'd be over 1 billion of people that would be destroyed that would be around me at any given time because of the power of God. Even though I can't see it in the natural, which Peter could not see. And he says, but this has to happen in order that the Scriptures are fulfilled. So Jesus was constantly doing things and say, I can't go against this Word of God. I can't go, if it says it here, this is what I would stand on, and that's what He did. This is what we ought to be doing also. And this is why it's so important that you begin to understand His Word on your own. that you're able to read this word and that it's able to speak to your heart. Because those difficult time comes when things happen where you don't have an answer. You don't have a way out. The only thing you got is God's word that you're able to stand on. And if you don't have strength in that, you're gonna struggle a little bit. You're gonna have a lot of problems. But His grace still will keep you. See, sometimes we're looking for God to do something, and He's already given us the authority to do it. He's already given us the power that we can declare over our house. See, we ought to always be praying for our loved ones, our family, praying that God keeps them, our children, pleading the blood over them, that they're protected, and that God sends the right kinds of kids around them, and that when they're exposed to those wrong things, that He's able to protect them, will give them the strength to be able to say no. And you'll be amazed what happens when you're not around. See, God can watch after that which is yours better than you can. He can keep that which is yours much better than you can. See, I know I've been in a situation there's no reason that I should be here. I wasn't doing the right thing. And I should have been being in a car, driven too fast, and being around people that were dangerous. And yet and still God kept me because He had a purpose that He was going to fulfill. And Satan couldn't have my life. So many times, even from a child, I suffered certain things, even as an infant, where they said they'd given up on me, that it was all over. You know, and my temperature was over 106, and I was in a coma and had been in that condition some 6 months, 6 weeks, excuse me. And they come to my mom and said that there's nothing else that we can do, and because the temperature is so high, there's probably some damage to his brain. Now the damage may still be there, but he still has allowed me to operate, so I can function like it's not damaged. But they put ice over me, and it brought my temperature down, and my eyes opened. And that which Satan was trying to take me, even when I couldn't defend myself. And even when my mom and those did not know what to do, they trusted in God, and God was able to keep me. And see, that's only one of the many times when I know that God is saving me, that His angels were around me, that they were keeping me, that they were protecting me. Because He says, I'm not finished with Him yet. I'm not done with this much more. You can't see what's going to happen to him. I'm not done with what's going to happen with him yet. You don't even know the things I'm going to use him because he's mine. And see, that's why everything that we have, we ought to dedicate it to God. We ought to even tell God, that's my child is your child. He's dedicated to you. She's dedicated to you. Everything I have, my house is dedicated to you. So whatever it is, I'm saying it's yours, O Lord, because He's going to be much better with it than we were. And more than that, He will allow us to see and be able to stand on His word, even if it doesn't look like it. I can remember when we in our ministry here, the first time that we did a Thanksgiving basket on Christmas Day, and there was only just one family or two families. And that was a problem because we came together and we just did it. But when it got to be 70-something families, in the size of our ministry, that was a little bit bigger than what we could ever imagine. And God put in my heart, well, don't worry about it. I'm bigger than that. I am able to do that. And year after year after year, He provided for those by us standing and believing. And He's saying that if we do that right now, He's able to do that even for us individually. So we must always trust, no matter what's going on. What Satan means for evil, God has already prepared something for good in every circumstance. Now, in the Bible study this week, there was a scripture that was brought up by one of the people that were there. And I want to look at it again, if you don't mind. If you turn to 2 Kings, to the chapter 6. 2 Kings is talking about the prophet Elisha, who was Elijah's understudy. He took over after Elijah was carried away. Elijah never died. He was carried away in a chariot. They believe, there's a belief that he's going to come back during the tribulation period. We're not going to get into that piece. And here, this Elijah was being threatened. He was being threatened, and so much that the king of Syria was looking for him. He wanted to get him and destroy him. And the scripture goes in verse, let's go in verse number 8. It said, then the king of Syria warred against Israel, and took counsel, in such a place shall be my camp. And the man of God sent unto the king of Israel, saying, beware that thou pass not such a place, for thither the Syrians are come down. And the king of Israel sent to the place which the man of God and warned him of, and saved himself there, and not once nor twice. So every time the king was plotting to come up against Israel, the prophet was telling the king of Israel, hey, don't go to this place, or don't go to that place, because that's where they're coming to attack you. And so now the king of Syria is getting upset. He said, what is holding you? What is keeping this man one step ahead of me? And I'm going to tell you something. See, that's where God comes in. When God is in your life, you're always going to be one step ahead. One step ahead of every situation that goes on. See, and that's why, I think it's always so important that whenever we're going through something, that we don't allow our carnal self to jump in. So a lot of times we get offended. And when we get offended, we begin to say and do things that we don't even mean to do. We start declaring stuff, we get angry, and just start uttering stuff out of our mouth. See, this is where Satan wants us to be. He wants you to be offended and angry and thinking that just because I say something a certain way, that a person is going to understand. See, versus trying to convince somebody through your conversation, go to God in prayer. God has a way of causing a heart to change on a person. And then there's a sincere thing that's taking place that they're what God would have and not what you would have. So here, this king was getting upset with Elisha because he was keeping Israel ahead of him. And he goes in verse 11, therefore, the heart of the king was sore troubled. King of Syria was sore troubled for this thing, and he called his servant and said unto them, will ye not show me which of us is for the king of Israel? He thought that somebody there was betraying him, that somebody was letting the king of Israel know where he was coming, and that's why he couldn't get it. And the servant, one of the servants, said, none, my lord, O king, but Elisha, the prophet, that is in Israel, tell the king of Israel the words that thou speakest in thy bedchamber. See, God is able to give us a word of knowledge, to keep us a step of everything. And this is what Elijah was doing. God was revealing everything that the king was thinking and doing, and keeping Israel ahead of him. And he said, go and spy where he is. Go find out where he is, that I may send and fetch him. And it was told him, saying, behold, he's in Dothan. So he said, well, find out where he is, and I'm going to go and get him. And he goes, well, he's in Dothan. Scripture says, therefore sent he neither horse and chariot, and a great host, and they came by night, compassed the city about. And when the servant of the man of God was risen early, and goeth forth, the whole host compassed the city, both with horses and chariots. And the servant said unto him, alas, my master, how shall we do? The servant woke up that morning, and there was an army compassed around them, that there was no way for them to get out. Something that was so great that they knew they were by the siege. Now, I believe that they probably had torches in their hands because they were traveling at night. And there's something about when we see the light and we can't quite see the figure, something seems a lot worse than what it is. And so I came out my door, and it's dark at night, and I see all these lanterns being held. I know I'm in trouble. I know that it would be difficult for me to get out of the situation. And this is what the servant was doing. But there was something different that I'd like to see us be able to do when we're faced with something that is something we know we can't do on our own, that is much bigger than us. I'd like us to be a little more like what Elijah was. The servant said, how can we do what we're going to do right now? And Elijah answered and said, fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them. Now, I can imagine The servant is looking at Elijah. Are you kidding me? It's just you and me. There's an army out there, more than I can even count. There's nothing that we're going to be able to. What are you talking about? There's more with us than it is with them. And Elijah prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes, that he may see. And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw. And behold, the mountains was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elijah. And when they came down to him, Elijah prayed unto the Lord and said, smite this people, I pray thee, with blindness. And he smote them with blindness according to the word of Elisha. And Elisha said unto them, this is not the way, neither is the city. Follow me, and I will bring you to the man whom you seek. But he led them to Samaria. And when it came to pass, they were coming to Samaria. And Elisha said, Lord, open the eyes of these men, that they may see. And the Lord opened their eyes, and they saw, and behold, they were in the midst of Samaria. Now, the piece that I want to go to, that is to me just so fantastic and so wonderful about the Lord, is when he was in that situation. See, the servant couldn't see that God was with him. And it's reminding me of many times of things in my own life when I couldn't see that God was there because I didn't know that his hand was on me, and I thought I had to do it my own way. And I want to let you know, as people of God, his hand is always with you, regardless of what you're seeing in the natural. And when you're going through the difficult times, I want you to reflect back on this particular story. And remember that when Elijah said, there's more with us than with them, that's your situation. And that God is able to do even greater things than you can imagine if you can stand and trust in him during those times. I want you to, because see, all of us are going to experience difficulties. We're going to go through things where it's no way that we can take ourselves out on our own. But that's when God steps in, and even greater when he said, I know the Lord is with me, that he's able to keep me. I know the Lord is moving within my circumstance. I know that he has more around me than whatever is coming up against me because I'm his. I cannot be destroyed. He says, even if they were to take my life, they cannot have my soul. So ultimately, I always have the victory. God says that, see, faith is believing in that which you cannot see. Believing in the promise of God. And this is when we struggle more than anything else. Because when we can't see it, Satan puts the thought in our mind of the worst scenario. The worst thing that's going on, instead of going, no matter what, I have the victory. We ought to practice that in our life, no matter what we're experiencing. We ought to make sure that even those that are around us that may be causing us to be offended, that we don't respond in an offensive way. That we don't say that, because I'm going to tell you, when somebody's heart is hurting, a lot of times they're going to say things they don't mean. They're going to do things they don't mean. But as believers, we got to be steadfast, unwavering, regardless of those things. Knowing that it's going to be all right because God's going to keep us. I don't know how he's going to do it, but I know that because I'm his, in the end, it's going to be better than what the beginning was. That after a while, I'm going to come out the storm and recognize that it was him that brought me through, because it was not by my power, not by my strength, but by his spirit that he delivered me. He desires to do that with all of us. But it requires us saying, see, when trouble comes, that's the testing. All of us have to go through that testing. But one of the things that we are sure as people of God is that he has us and that he will keep us. That's why he says we can go before him with boldness. Regardless of what is going on in your life, how you might have missed this step. Because you trust in what Jesus has done, he looks at you as being holy and you as being his child. He desires that others know him. Our responsibility as believers is that if we're living and walking by faith and not by sight, it's affecting all around us, within our families, within our communities, and they're looking at you because you're an example of what God is. I ask and encourage you that you make a commitment that this is what you're going to do, that it's not going to change, it's going to be unwavering. That you're going to be committed to maturing in the things of God. Because this is the most important thing that you can do, maturing in this word. As long as you're trying to do it on your own, you're going to have trouble. You're going to struggle. As long as you're trying to think, I can do this by myself, I'm going to tell you, it's like knocking your head up against the wall. As long as you're thinking, okay, I'm going to convince somebody with reason. See, a lot of times we think, oh, I can just talk to them with reason, and they're going to, that doesn't happen a lot of times. A lot of times, the only thing that's going to get through to some people is you talking to God. And God will meet them in the midnight hour. He'll meet them when you least expect, and begin to talk to their heart and minister to them and say to them, well, you know that's not right. And when that happens, you know what they're able to do? See, God can talk to everybody. No matter who you are. Now, the problem with what happens is when he speaks to us sometimes, we think that it's our idea. That's the confusion of the person that doesn't know God. But when God is speaking to those that, even when they think it's their idea, and they do the things in which he says to do, they see the results, the positive results. So that's why we must stand and trust in the Lord. That as we're going into this season, that God has great things in store for us. He's putting and healing our families. He's causing those in this community heart to change toward it. That he's causing a great revival to happen even around us, even as I speak. That there are those that are in this world that may seem divided at this time. He's trying to bring them together in unity under him. And we have a role to play in that. That our lives are committed to. You might not be perfect. You may have made mistakes. The Lord forgives you. Be quick to acknowledge it. But what I want you to know is that you need to stand in God and know he's with you at all times. And when you are going through your darkest hour, when you are outnumbered by what man's eyes can see, he has more than that around you that's protecting and keeping you. He even allowed these soldiers to be blinded that even though they were looking at Elijah, they didn't know who he was. Where Elijah guided them to somewhere else where they were in real trouble because he guided them to Samaria, who had more than what they had. But what God was demonstrating here more than anything else, that our faith must be consistent. And we must trust no matter what's going on. The moment that you say, you need to be saying, oh, Lord, thank you. God, I praise you because this is the time I know you're getting ready to do something. Because this is something I cannot do on my own. It is much bigger than me, and it's going to require something supernatural to take place. And I know because I'm yours, you're going to get ready to move. That you're causing things to happen. Guide me. Allow me to hear a word that I will stand and be following what you would tell me to do. And watch what God begins to do. I thank the Lord for even knowing and showing in his word what he's capable of. And I challenge you. If you walk by this faith and not by sight, you will see greatness that you cannot even imagine in every circumstance in your life. Stand in it, know that it is true, and that it is yours. That's why we need to be careful about the words in which we speak, the things in which we declare. Because those things that we're speaking and declaring, Satan uses it against us. It invites him in, it gives place. And we don't want to do that. We want to know we got the power in him. And I thank God that he's given us that as believers. So this morning, I hope that something spoke to your heart. I hope that he said something to cause you to see a little different. To know that you're always taken care of. And that he's going to keep you in all things. And that you walk in this place, standing in the power of his might. Knowing that he's going to be able to keep you against whatever storms coming in your life. And that his love will be greater than anything else. If God loves you, in reality, you don't need nobody else to love you. Because that love is complete. Amen?